everybody, it's Lisa, Forever Clean Soap Works, making some soap in the crock pot, some hot process soap, and I'm going to weigh out my oils. And if you watched last week's video, you saw me filling up my oil heaters, and this is how I stir the oil before I use it. Comes out good and strong. Don't worry, I have a bowl down there to catch the drips. Yeah, it's stirring it up. I do it a couple times. Easiest way. Okay, ready? See those bubbles coming up? You can always tell when I first do it if it's not warm enough and the oils haven't dissolved, because it'll be kind of creamy color instead of clear. That's the last time. I am going to, I'm gonna weigh these out, put them in my crock pot. I need 120 ounces to fill up one of my big boxes. And I am making Lilac Soap and loofah soaps because, well, I have an order for some Lilac Soap, but also everybody's been asking for it because it is so good. There we go. That is that one. I'm also going to fill this one. That crock pot is small, a little bit smaller, so it's going to be right up to the top. Whoa! Whoa! I'm a noisy soap maker and a messy one. Almost. Okay, well, I am going to get these started and then I'll come back and show you some more. Measuring out goat milk. We are trying to figure out this, having somebody else do the video for me. We'll get it, don't worry. They may look a little more goofier than usual. I pour my goat milk right in my oils so it doesn't scorch by putting it in the lye, with lye water. Or making my lye water with goat milk. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna turn this on now. It's not hot. Always burp. Now I'm going to mix up my goat milk first because you can see the oil and then the goat milk's in the bottom. I want to just kind of emulsify it a little bit. good enough. I'm gonna get my lye water. This is not an ideal situation because, like I said in last week's video, our electrician has not come yet. And we will have some power in different areas where it'll be easier to make stuff. Right now I have to just kind of make do until he gets here. With hot process, you don't have to bring it to trace. You just have to make sure your oils are all mixed in. That's how I do it. There's going to be some people who dispute that, but I've done that way for the last 10 years and it always works. Bubbles. I think I got it. These are the exact same soaps, exact same ingredients, so I'm not worried about getting a new mixer for this one. This is gonna be at the tippy top. I'm scared. We'll go slow. Look at that, right to the top. I'm not worried about a volcano because I mix everything really cool and then all it does is cook, so it doesn't really volcano on me. And some hot process soap makers want that volcano. I don't want the volcano. I don't like cleaning up messes. So I don't volcano them. I got this one on low because I don't want it to go over. Can you see the parts that aren't mixed in? You can see it, right? Just gotta make sure that it gets mixed in. It's going. Don't get too close. I don't want my phone splashed. Yeah, we know all about lye splashes. It hurts. Now you know I cover these with plastic instead of a lid because I want it tight, and plastic has saved my soap from volcanoing. Oops, I guess I did get it. And going everywhere. It actually will bubble up. Gets about that high. down tight. And then I let it cook. It usually takes 30 to 45 minutes. This is a big batch, so sometimes 45 minutes. And then I will do all the things with the color and the fragrance and putting it in the box. So scooch this one a little bit and get this in between them. So much easier when it's right next to it. There we go. I really don't want this one to go over. Yeah, it was even hard to cover because it just sucked it right down. Got it all over the plastic wrap, but that's okay. It's nothing that hasn't happened before. It'll be fine. All right. Oh, come on, tear. There we go. So the soap is done. I'm just leaving it in there till I get that one finished first. It's bubbling. I'm making the color for my lilac soap. And I'm going to use Mad Micas. It's the only color I use, of course. There will be a link in the description, and I get a small commission if you use that link and purchase your own Mad Micas. This one is Grape Ape. It's a neon color, which I can use in soap. And that one is Grape Knee High. And this color is so pretty. Let me show you. Get it all from the bottom. Look at that color. Isn't that gorgeous? To me, that looks like lilacs. I don't use just Grape Ape. It's too dark. And just the Grape Knee High is too dark. And this is too light. So the mix is perfect. Then I'm going to put some titanium dioxide in there, and it'll mix in and make it kind of white, and then the purple, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So I don't know if you can see this. I unplugged it and put it over here on the big table, and it's still bubbling. Look at it. Isn't that cool? And I need to stir it up to it's like sweats, so there's, you know, it looks like water, but it's just sweating a little bit because it's so hot. But this is what it should look like. Should look like applesauce. That is the applesauce stage. Okay. Look at that, still bubbling. Let me tell you, this stuff will burn you so bad if you touch it. Don't touch it. Okay, I'm gonna add the fragrance while I'm stirring. I'm using lilac, okay? I'll tell you where I get this one. This lilac I've been using for more than 10 years. This is the only lilac that I think smells like a lilac bush, and my customers agree, is Crafter's Choice. I have never been able to get it to work in cold process, but in hot process, it smells just like a lilac bush, and everyone loves it. Thing is, when you pour this in here, do not stand over it because it will choke you to death. It is really powerful. And it'll start steaming, and know that little bit of steam, I'm not going to lose all my fragrance oil, don't worry about it. But you do need to get it mixed in really well. Now, just because I'm doing this right now and mixing, I'm trying to not have to stir it so many times. I'm gonna pour in some titanium dioxide. Get that mixed in while I'm mixing. Yes, it's powerful. Is it choking you, honey? Okay, good. Stay back. Look at that go. It's so hot. It will get mixed in. I will get it mixed. Don't worry. It just takes me a minute. Some people warm their fragrance so that this doesn't cool down. Doesn't look like it's cooling down to me. Does it look like it to you? And then I will section some off, put in a bowl, and color it, and then mix it back in. Totally different setup than when you're doing cold process. But it still comes out pretty. Everyone loves it. I sell a lot of lilac soap. Let me tell you.
Oh, I can smell it now.
If you have to back up, go ahead, because it's strong. So I try to kind of stand away from the steam. Because it'll get to you. Sometimes I put the titanium dioxide in the water when I make the lye. Sometimes I don't. It just depends on how I feel that day. I never ever get a super white unless I section some off, mix it in a bowl, and then I'll get some white section to it. Otherwise it's just going to lighten it. You can tell right now it's not white. It's just lightening it. And that's fine with me. And honestly, my customers don't care. They just like the fragrance. Because it does smell good. Woo! So not only is it powerful smelling, it is hard to stir. Probably why I got problems with my arm. Stirring all this soap. So I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. And the fragrance is mixed in. I'm gonna section some off. And do it purple. So I can get this thing in the mold and it'll stop choking me. Oops. Always have a little soap for the floor. Good. Here's my purple. Look at that color. Holy cow. Now I'm making another batch that I'm going to make into loofah soaps. It won't be the exact same color. I wing it. I just go, oh, that looks good. I do mix my oil and color for hot process. You don't want to put dry color in a hot process soap. Oh, look how pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this. That is gorgeous. I am going to throw it in here and mix it real fast because it's already starting to cool down. Which means it'll be harder to get into the mold because it's hot process. It does not flow into the mold. You got to put it in there. Okay. I don't want to mix it so much that it turns everything a light purple. I just want it to be striped. So that's what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna start throwing it in the mold. You ready for this? There we go. Now while it's kind of loose, it goes in the corners okay, but you do still have to bang that thing on the counter to make sure you don't have air bubbles in it. It's not like pouring cold process, which normally will flow into all the corners and look real nice. Yeah, but still strong. Now when I do the loofahs, it's going to be exactly like this, maybe not the same color, but I'll just put it into round molds and just poke a loofah in there and it's done. My soaps normally take 4 weeks to dry, but that was in my old store where I had a drying room, so we are going to see how long it takes them to dry here. I do still have the dehumidifier, but it's not in an enclosed room, so hopefully it won't take too much longer. I mean, 4 to 6 weeks is normal, but it was kind of accelerated in that room. It's still like sizzling. It's like it was hot. And as I get down towards the end of it, you can see how it's more mixed in together. Like I said, my customers don't care. They really don't. They don't go, no, it doesn't look as perfect as the last time. They never say that. I think the color and all that pretty swirls is just a bonus. Just making sure my corners are good, because I don't like to unmold it and have a great big hole towards the corners. All right, last little scraping here. Really getting dry. Okay, let's see what I can do with the top. Woo, hot. You don't really get to do too many fancy things with the top of hot process. I mean, some people do it more fluid. They'll add yogurt or something. I don't do that. Mostly because I don't care. I just try to make it even so my bars are even when I cut up. Kind of looks even. All right. You guys want to see the loofahs? I can show you the loofahs. Hang on a minute.
Go.
All right, guys. I got this stuff mixed up. I'm gonna start slapping it into the molds and popping the loofahs in there. I have to go a little quicker when I do these, so you may not get much talking. Gotta concentrate and get it in there. I messed up because I didn't have enough loofahs cut, and so this cooked a little too long. Not bad, I mean, you can see it's still sort of fluid, but it was cooking for longer than I wanted it to. That's okay. We just do what we gotta do, right? Okay, I know this looks weird, but we do this, top them off a little bit where they need it, and pop these things in. Otherwise, you'll never get them in. Oops. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Look at that one, I made a mess. I mushed it. Thing is, once I get them out of the molds tomorrow, I clean them up. They don't look quite so crazy. Well, if I didn't put so much in there, it would work better, you know? If I left it alone, like when I first put them in. Always messing around, look at that, always messing around. Problem is getting this done, and I don't normally make a triple batch like this. I normally do a single batch at a time because it dries fast and then it's hard to get them all in there. And woo-wee, is that hot. I should take the temperature of this soap and see how hot it is. I don't have time right now, but it gets hot. Oh, what's over here? Okay, let's see what it is here. Woo! Did you show the camera? No, that's hot. That is some hot soap. And I had stirred and stirred and added fragrance oil and color and all that, so it has cooled down a little bit. So it was probably well over 200, which, as we all know, when you make cold process soap, it has to heat up, so it will do its thing. And this, I forced it to do its thing. It turned into soap. All right, ooh, that one's black. We don't want that one, it was yucky. Because these are natural, yeah, they got seeds in them and everything, so I kind of watch out for that, but sometimes I can't get the seeds out, so I just leave them. Only ever had one person ask me about that, ever. Just want to know what that black thing was in there. It's a seed. See, it's harder to do hot process loofah soaps, it just is. But like I said, this fragrance oil, I have to do hot process or it does not smell good. And it smells so good when it's done as hot process. It smells divine. Of course, it's all up in my nose right now, so I don't like it at the moment because it's way overpowering. It won't be tomorrow though. It'll be so nice. And everyone will be happy. All my customers that keep asking me, when are you going to have the lilac loofahs? Because it's spring and we should have lilac loofahs in here. I know, I was a little late getting to it. I'm sorry. It's starting to cool. I'm starting to get chunks. Just work with it. It's just soap. It's just not super smooth. There's a chunk right there, so I'll put it in the middle. You won't ever see it. Soapy chunk. Alright. Some of these loofahs are a little small, but boy, they still work. They still scrub you clean. Use them on your feet. It's like a pedicure in your shower. That's what a lot of my customers are like, oh, it's so great on your feet. Yeah. And it's not the prettiest when I do hot process because I kind of scrape and fill in gaps, but again, no, my customers don't care. They're just happy to have loofah soap. So I'm sure you don't want to watch me do all of these. It's the same. But that's it. That's how I do them. Wait. There we go. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff like you usually do. I'll see you next time. Bye.